Gaming's Power Up Contest, episode 40. Okay. Episode 40 is time of significant milestone. I would have liked it to be under better circumstances, but you know what? We got what we got so far. Anyway, I'm of course your host, Taylor, and Andrew, you've made your return to us once more.
Welcome back. Hi. Well, yeah, back. Hey, hi, hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing well, video games.
Yeah. So, what you been doing this past week? Dude,
there's a lot of games, man, that have been coming out.
Good lord.
The onslaught has started.
Yeah. So, Assassin's Creed, I've dug into that a little bit. I don't know if has anyone else played that?
I haven't
Waiting
messed
to get
around
my
with it
PC
yet.
back. Waiting to get my PC back.
Yeah. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I have to first of all say my significant other works for Ubisoft. So, everything, my opinion is a grain of salt. Even though I don't really like that game. I know.
Okay.
It's huge. There's so much going on. I'm like overwhelmed by all the UI choices. I'm not far into it. I'm only like 4 hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm not like. It could easily get better. Like I've read, it gets better.
After like 15 hours? Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just
I saw that.
I don't have time for this game to get good that long in.
Yeah.
That game. So that game, I'm kind of like trudging along. Like my girlfriend's like, "You should play it. You should give it a shot. Give it a shot." And I'm like, "All right, I'll give it a shot." So I am playing a bit of that. Maybe I'll enjoy it more. And I'm also playing. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's like Atung. It's called.
I haven't heard of that.
Yeah, it's just like indie game. It's like called Cthulhu Tactics.
Okay.
I'm gonna avoid saying a certain game it resembles, which is a very popular like turn-based sci-fi game. Called XCOM. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's very similar, kind of to that. I'm actually doing that. The review should be out this week or next week.
Okay.
The week. So I'm playing that, and it's okay. I don't know yet. I think I'm almost done with it. I think, and it's just. I don't know. It's not as deep as I would like, and there's just some issues with I feel like the dice rolls are stacked against me. It's like 65%. I always have like 65% shots, and then miss those 65% shots. I was like, I'm like a square away from a dude with a shotgun, and I have like 65% or like a 75%, and I'm just like, I don't understand.
Okay,
it's like this classic XCOM meme. It's like the dude, it's like the gun is really shoved down the alien's throat. It's like 65% chance to hit.
But it's worse, I feel like. Because I've played XCOM and I'm like, alright, you can like kind of, it works most of the time, but like, I don't know, you don't get to there's a lot of things. I'll get more deep in the review, but yeah, it's interesting, but it's lacking a lot of stuff that previous games before it have kind of done. Like, you can't do like Iron Mode stuff, like Iron Man stuff. Like you're not losing soldiers. You have like a set amount of soldiers. I don't know. Like I said, I'll have a video up on it this week, probably Tuesday, and then a review probably Thursday. So.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
All right, very cool. And then Ethan, you made your return as well.
Yes,
You're becoming more and more frequent on the show. Yeah. How you doing?
Not too bad. Not too bad at all.
Okay. What you been playing?
Recently, I've been playing actually a lot of Castlevania Symphony of the Night, which is a fantastic Metroidvania. You play that
every week, don't you?
Right.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I slowly grind through games because college life is pretty busy. But in terms of what I've actually been working on, a topic that we might actually touch on later in the show, Mike Morhaime actually he stepped down from the CEO of Blizzard recently, so I've been writing up a history of Mike Morhaime, which has been pretty interesting, kind of delving into Blizzard's past before they were actually Blizzard, and their original name was Silicon and Synapse.
Yep.
Yeah, they made a bunch of games before that, so I've been having a lot of fun kind of delving back into history with that one. So look forward to that article coming out. It might be a two-parter.
Okay. Yeah, their history is super neat if you're not familiar with it.
It is very, very, very cool.
I would go tell you to look it up, but just wait for Ethan's article to come out now.
Absolutely, yeah. Just wait. I'll tell you everything. I will tell you everything.
Yeah.
Everything you need to know about the universe.
All right. And then we have the top 50 RPG list coming down the pipe also.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, we're wrapping that one up. We have the list. yeah, it's finalized. We're just waiting for everybody to get their articles in, Anthony and Taylor. But
It's not due till Tuesday, man.
I know.
Well,
not
hey,
until
I've
Tuesday.
been away.
Don't worry, I haven't actually started on mine yet either. I need to get going on that.
Guilty as
I'm a big
charged.
hypocrite. But no, yeah, the top 50 RPG list. In case you're not familiar, for a little while now, we've been doing these top 25 like lists of like genres per game. We did top 25 2D platformers and 3D platformers. But for like the RPG list, like 25 was just not enough. It honestly wasn't, because RPGs is such this broad topic of discussion, this broad genre that we wanted to really kind of include as much as we could. So
I don't want to spoil anything. Like RPG, this is me being, I'm not even involved in this conversation, so it's
Sure.
bad. RPGs like Elder Scrolls or like
yeah,
Bit of
yes.
everything.
so
Bit of
Final
everything.
So Final
Yes.
Fantasy. Okay.
Yeah.
yes.
Like we've
Yeah,
got
so-
MMOs on
Yep.
there. We've got
Yep.
standard RPGs. We got.
I can link you to
everything.
the doc later, Andrew.
Oh, that's
We've-
okay.
Okay.
We've got the whole spectrum.
Perfect.
Yeah.
We could have narrowed it down, I guess, brought it down to JRPGs, but I kind of I was a little too ambitious, I guess. But
We
yeah,
could have easily done like a list of like top 25 JRPGs and then
Yeah.
top 25 RPG. Yeah.
probably.
We could
But
have easily done.
I kind of like it this way. I like being able
Yeah.
to group them all together, and it's kind of fun. I think
Yeah.
it brings out a lot of interesting discussions. I think, and I think it will for you whenever you go and read it and leave a comment, a nice comment or a not so nice comment that's constructively
Only nice.
We know what
constructively
it will be.
built. Yes,
We know what it will be.
comment.
There's no way we're gonna appease everyone with this list, okay?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not possible. Not humanly possible.
Just
But
keep
I
in
think
mind that the staff at COG might have had different gaming experiences than you've had.
yes. Also keep in mind, when constructing any of these lists, there is no way in heaven that we're going to claim that this is an objective list that you should hold everything by. All lists of this manner are opinions. They are collective opinions from the people that create them. So if you don't agree, then that's perfectly fine.
Okay.
A lot of us don't agree, actually. So
Right.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Anthony. Yeah,
Ah.
you're back. You're back.
Yeah.
You were absent last week also.
Yeah, I was absent last week. I was away last week,
Okay.
and I was actually away this weekend as well. Hence why the podcast wasn't yesterday. So it's Monday for me at the moment, which is cool. Daylight savings has just swapped over, so everything's confusing once again as usual. Hate daylight savings. Been playing some Just Cause 3 actually. and
really?
My,
Okay.
my graphics card's getting louder by the day.
Oh, no.
One of the fans in it is like fully had it, and I think the other one's on its way out as well.
Oh no. Okay.
So I've actually recently committed to buying a RX 580. So hopefully
Very
that
nice.
will improve the situation a little bit more.
Yeah.
Apart from that, I haven't really been gaming that much this week. Been flat out with getting some new stuff on the site and getting some videos out and all that kind of fun stuff. Working on some podcasts. And apart from that, that's about it. So
All right.
yeah.
Well, my PC's still broke.
Yay.
Oh no.
My PC's still broke. There's an
Yeah.
update for it. If you follow me on Twitter, I'm very vocal about like what the status of it is. And the only reason why I'm so vocal about it on Twitter is because every time I do it, a response. And I only do it after a reasonable amount of like communication time has passed. So it's like, I haven't heard anything for like 2.5 days, 2.5 business days.
What are you doing?
Hey, hey, what's going on? And it's like, here's a response. Okay, there we go. So that's the only reason why, because it seems to be the only way to move things along. But anyway, yeah, I have. Anyway, in terms of this, I have 2 pieces coming down the pipe. Probably gonna finish those later tonight or early tomorrow morning or whatever. One for Tet section, one for anime section. Get those. Try to keep those up as well. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. I obviously haven't been playing anything. There's a ton of games I want to play, though. I want to pick up Forza Horizon 4, because we gave that game a 10 out of 10.
Yes. Yeah. Who was it that reviewed that?
John.
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 It was
okay.
originally going to be here, and I was going to ask him about it, but
Hey, something about that game. A lot of times you kind of associate Forza with Xbox, right? But this is on PC. So I think that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah,
So
And
I
then-
don't even like driving games, and I'm like tempted to get it.
Me too. Me too. Honestly.
And then Assassin's Creed Odyssey, because I've heard good things about that.
Me too.
Yep.
Really?
No, seriously, like most of the reviews have been.
No, they're
really
solid.
positive.
They're like, I think
Yeah.
it's hanging around like the 8s and stuff.
Yeah,
So.
Yeah,
most
somewhere around
Assassin's
there,
Creed games do hang around the
Not
8s.
too bad.
for quite
A
some
couple
time.
outlets gave it a 10
Yeah.
Okay.
or a 5 or a 10. Yeah,
It's no
I
Breath
mean-
of the Wild, but
it's no
Solid.
Breath of the Wild.
I would
solid.
compare it more to like The Witcher 3 than any other game. If you're gonna compare,
Sure,
Okay.
that's fair.
very seems heavily inspired by Witcher.
Sure.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, I've almost been tempted to pick up a PS4 copy of Odyssey and play it there, but then it's like, no, I think I can wait.
Yeah.
So
It runs. I have the launch PS4 and it runs fine. Some of the load times are a little long, but
yeah.
for the most part, it runs pretty well.
Anyway, so yeah, that's about what's been going on with me. Anyway, so make sure you join our Facebook community group. We have one for not only cultureofgaming.com, but for the Power Up podcast as well. Facebook.com/cultureofgaming and Facebook.com/PowerUpPod. Our Discord, we have a community Discord that's for all things COG. You can find a link to that invite right on our main site. It's in the sidebar. I only think you have to scroll down for it. And of course, we have a Twitter @COG.net, Instagram @CultureGaming, YouTube.com/random characters because we still need to breach 100 subscribers on that thing, so we can get a cool custom URL. So help us do that. You can find some good content. Anthony has recently revived the top 5 new series of the week thing, which was my first job when I got here, at least part of it. Yeah, at least part of it. And Andrew conquers his childhood demons on the YouTube channel as well.
Yeah.
So
Really depressing, actually. Don't watch it. I mean, watch it if you want to be
Yeah,
depressed
sounds
with
like
it.
you're gonna do it.
Way to sell it. Way to sell it.
way to sell it,
Alright.
yeah. And then, of course, twitch.tv/cultureofgaming. And this one is my favorite part.
Oh,
We have a
my.
MySpace page for the
Heck
Power
yeah.
Up podcast. So yeah, go check that out over there. myspace.com/powerpod.
Don't do
Keep
it.
in mind that anywhere where we can see your comments live, you can ask us questions pertaining to gaming, movies, and anime to be answered live on the show near the end of it. Okay? And if you do ask a question and we end up, or just asking you, we'll get you entered into our monthly giveaways. At the end of this podcast, we're going to announce the winner of Dead Cells for September. And then
Yeah,
if you asked us something for this episode while we're doing it as well, you can get entered in just at the last minute for that giveaway. And then I think we'll be nice to them and enter you guys into the October giveaway also, because it is October 7th.
Yes,
So-
it is, cracky. You're
Yeah.
getting away from me.
Seems to be going quick.
Getting
Anyway.
old.
Oh man. Okay. Gaming news. Andrew. Witches and Wizards, right?
Yes.
Okay.
How many of you guys classify yourself as Potterheads? Potterheads.
Potterheads.
No. I like It's a Wonderful Life, and I think Mr. Potter from that movie is a pretty great villain. So
Yes.
that's a bit different though.
Harry Potter. It's pretty big, especially
It is.
over in the England or wherever. I think it's England, right?
Yep.
Britain.
That's where she's from.
Yeah,
Random
Harry Potter. I guess it leaked, right? Like, there's been rumors of this thing, I guess, for a while, right?
Yeah.
Here, let me pull up the article here because this is one of my favorite Reddit usernames I've ever heard. All right.
Okay.
So, Reddit user Vape This Bro.
That's pretty great. Okay.
Video of like this Harry Potter game. Apparently, like, you could probably find it. It did get taken down, but like along with the video, our friend Vape This Bro also kind of talked about synopsis of the game. It's like you're gonna be a 5th-year student. I don't know how many years you stay in the high school or whatever.
7.
7. Thank you.
Yep.
And basically, like, you're making your own character, I think. That's what it seems like. And you're kind of, in this world of Harry Potter. And I'm assuming during the events of the, novels.
Okay.
I can only assume because, then you'd have to write new, lore, right?
Yeah.
So this footage leaked online via YouTube and was immediately taken down by Warner Brothers for copyright protection. That's the copyright protection, right? But
Yeah.
Well, from what I heard, this was like a guy who was at a mall doing a focus test or something.
yes, I heard that
And
as well.
he just didn't get his phone taken away, so he just
Oh
decided
no.
record this stuff on his phone.
Oh dear.
So this is super not good for him if they figure out who he is.
Yeah.
So hopefully Vape this Pro.
Definitely not.
Him.
I mean, this is definitely real, right? I mean, based on the footage that we've seen, it looks just absolutely.
Yeah.
It looks too polished and it looks too good in order to not be real, I would say.
It looks
It would-
like a game for sure.
Yes.
It's logical. It makes logical sense also that they're going to be having a Harry Potter game that's in the same vein also.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you guys want to... Sorry.
That universe isn't completely dead either. We got the second Fantastic Beasts movie coming out, The Crimes of Grindelwald, pretty soon.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Yeah, it should like they're talking about who's making it. I guess this is a little confusing, but Avalanche Software.
They still exist.
Ooh.
Yes. So basically,
Yeah,
Avalanche
come on.
Software was the guys who did the Disney Infinity stuff. I wanted to
And
say.
Just Cause.
Okay.
No, they're not the Just Cause guys. That's Avalanche Studios. That's where it gets a little.
Oh, I see.
So there's Avalanche Software and Avalanche Studios.
So Avalanche Studios is the one that's helping with, what is it, Rage 2, right?
Yes, that's
Okay,
Just
all right.
There
And
are
Just Cause 4.
studios.
Right. All right,
Yeah.
gotcha.
So
And
these
then
guys,
Avalanche Software. What have they made?
they did
Disney
like
Infinity.
Disney Infinity.
Okay.
And they got
JLC.
shut down, but apparently Warner Brothers bought them, and that makes sense because Warner Brothers probably owns the right to Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I think they
all-
did the Mad Max thing also. The Mad Max game?
I thought that was the Just Cause guys.
Was
But they
it?
could,
Okay.
no. Well, I don't know. You could be right because Warner
Okay.
Brothers didn't make that game.
Yeah.
Um,
It's like, I think it's kind of like tied in a little bit here, you know?
yeah.
Okay.
But yes, so a lot of this stuff seems to be true, or it all makes sense if it were true.
Right.
So it's interesting to say the least. You guys are hard. You sound like a Harry Potter fan, Taylor.
I remember, well, it's like, of course, I'm that age where Harry Potter was massive growing up and everything. I grew up reading the books. I would always go see the movies with my sister or, some friends from school. I was never embarrassed by it or anything. Yeah, it's just like, I don't want to say I'm no longer a fan, but like, I still haven't been, I'm not super into that world anymore, just
Sure.
as, the series has ended and whatnot. But, I'll definitely play this game. Like, I'll pick it up. No
Yeah,
problem.
It looks cool. I've only read like the first. I read like 5 books or 4 books. So I'm not like
Okay.
I haven't got all the way there, but I definitely think it's cool.
What do you guys want and expect to see out of this game? Because it's supposed to be an RPG, so I would assume that that kind of fits into the whole mechanic of you're a student, right? So you would naturally be leveling up as you make your way through high school. But what would you be fighting?
Yeah, that's kind of the thing where it's like you can kind of question where this might go in the timeline. It could go, past the events of Harry Potter 7 and what have you, right? Because, and maybe they write in some new conflict or whatever with, the regular same old villains and whatnot. Or it could be like, this might be kind of boring, but you could just kind of be a bystander or something where it's like a student who's like involved in the, it's like the attack on Hogwarts and everything that happened at the end of the series. But then again, that's like a very short amount of time. So it's like, unless this entire game, which is an RPG, takes place over the course of like a day or so, then yeah.
I mean, you could also just like these people are going on adventures like all the time, right? You could just come up with like some grand adventure for a group of students or whatever.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, it's not like out of the question that they could write something that if I don't know how they are as writers, but they write something fun and adventurous, like or they're going to wherever and they get lost. I don't know, but
Okay.
I think
Anthony,
it's got potential.
Anthony, what are your thoughts on this?
I was never into Harry Potter.
Oh, okay, rip.
Don't really know much about the. I think I've seen one of the movies. That's it. That's just because of my whole like growing up and all that kind of stuff. So I never was. I suppose you would say allowed to watch that kind of thing.
Okay.
I can relate there.
But I mean, yeah, it looks from what I saw. I was watching it when it got taken down. And I saw like 30 seconds.
Okay.
And
Really?
it was like, this video is unavailable.
Oh wow,
That's cool. Weird.
that's awesome.
From
As
what
it
I
happened.
saw, it looks it looks very polished, considering it's
Yes,
a rumor.
absolutely.
So I'm interested to see where they go with it.
Fair
And,
enough.
like,
Fair enough.
when they're actually going to come out and say, hey, this is what we're doing. Because we haven't
All
seen
right.
a game from Warner Brothers for quite some time. I think it was-
Did you guys ever see or play that game Nine Parchments? It was kind of like this top down, almost MOBA-ish, like kind of twin stick shooter that came out sometime last year, and it kind of has like a similar vibe to what the Harry Potter games here have. But if you haven't played it, I guess it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I think there's a lot of potential for this. I mean, RPGs and spells kind of seem to go hand in hand, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I would assume. I mean, in terms of like combat, though, like I guess it would just be spells that would be like your main form of attack, I guess.
Yeah, unless it's like they have a melee class somehow, so you just have like a 15-year-old beating someone with like a can, you know, or it's like a book, you know, just like slamming someone with a book, you know. But
A
yeah,
ruler.
yeah,
Super ruler.
yeah. That'd
Seems neat. I'm optimistic about it, for sure.
Yeah.
be... Okay, this is one of those things where it's like I'm surprised this hasn't happened already.
Yeah,
Yeah,
same.
I agree.
It's like
Yeah.
Harry Potter RPG. How has it taken this long to?
They did
Simple.
that mobile one.
Oh, did they? Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
I remember hearing about that. It was this like didn't have a scene or whatever. Where it's like you either had to pay money or wait like a day, and you just saw like your 15-year-old like child avatar get strangled by tentacles.
Yeah, something like that, where basically like
Good God.
they timed it out
What?
perfectly. They timed it perfectly, where it's like, you know, you have to have like energy to
Advance.
advance. Like, hey,
Yeah.
like in order to escape this, you need 10 energy or whatever, right? So like they timed it perfectly, where like in the game you had not enough energy to like advance from that position. So you either had to pay like whatever I don't know, whatever amount
Yeah.
of money it was, or just wait like 5 hours so the energy would come back up and you could escape.
Gotta
your-
love mobile games.
As your kid is just like.
Yeah, like just dying basically. Like it's pretty weird.
Yeah. All right. So, Ethan, you are a little time constrained here, so we're going to bump the order a little bit. What are you bringing to the table here?
Oh well, Nintendo recently it was found out that I'm the big Nintendo. So you know
Yeah,
that whenever I
gotcha.
come on, I'm gonna
gotcha.
say something about Nintendo. But recently the patent, is there like an office? What's the technical name for like the patent?
United States
fund-
Patent Office.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
They recently published a patent that Nintendo filed over a year and a half ago for a Game Boy iPhone case, a functional Game Boy iPhone case that comes. It basically it straps onto your phone, like a cover, and comes with it like a D-pad and the A and B and select and start buttons. So yeah, people were kind of wondering what exactly will this be for? Is Nintendo going to start releasing Game Boy games on iPhone or on Android or whatnot? That seems it doesn't seem very Nintendo-ish, because they haven't really released like their retro classic games on smartphones or any other platform before.
Yeah.
Just kind of bringing original content over. But I'm wondering where exactly they're going to take that, if they take it at all. Could be like the potential of like a brand new game, I suppose. Do you think, or like a brand new game with like where you have to buy the Game Boy skin case, or?
Unless what they're kind of gonna do is because the whole thing with them shutting down, you know, emulator sites and taking off all their emulators and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
What they might be gonna do is, I doubt they'll do it, but you never know. They might be going to resell emulators themselves that are playable on mobile. So then this is like a gadget that goes along with the emulated version of the game.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, this is how you play it, kind of thing.
No, I agree quite a bit with Anthony here. Emulators are super easy to get working onto mobile.
Yeah.
It's like
Mm-hmm.
it's like
Game Boy.
yeah, if you have an Android especially, and yeah, it's like Game Boy is old enough by this point, and because you know Nintendo obviously knows all the secrets to the Game Boy BIOS and whatnot, emulating it for them on a different platform is going to be no issue at all. So this to me kind of screams like a controller or something you can use for an official Nintendo Game Boy emulator.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That'd be pretty cool. I'm just that would be amazing actually. What am I saying? Like that would be fantastic if you could emulate Game Boy games on your iPhone. I'm wondering if that might be Android exclusive because of how it always seems like Apple's kind of strict on what they allow on the App Store. So I don't know. Maybe I'm
Yeah, it's like the whole
Well, I mean-
Steam thing that they're wanting to do with Apple,
right.
which got
Yeah,
shut
that
down
was-
quick.
Like, if it's officially Nintendo sanctioned and everything, Apple should have no
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah, I
with
suppose.
this.
I suppose.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
also
look,
keep in
look
mind-
at Steam though. Steam was an official. They were going to launch an app on their on the what was it, the mobile the Play Store, I think it is, or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever Apple's Play Store is, and
The App Store.
Yeah, the App Store.
Yeah, the App Store.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. And Apple was like, nah, not interested because we're not getting a big enough cut, and shut the whole thing down. And it was all official and everything, yet all they were money hungry. So
Oh, okay.
I don't know, they might do the same thing with this, which could be problematic.
You think this might tie into Nintendo Switch Online in any way? Like if you were able to use like the Nintendo Switch Online app, and that if you're subscribed to NSO, if you want to call it that, then you would have like access to both the NES games on your Switch and the Game Boy games on your phone, I guess.
Andrew, what do you think about that?
Well, I don't know. I read a little bit, like they were talking about maybe this was for the Switch actually, and you're putting in all of your Switch to make it into a big Game Boy, you know, like.
Possibly.
Okay.
But I also think this might just be them patenting something for the sake of patenting it, because
Yeah, that's that might be it. Yeah,
yeah, I mean,
I was about to bring that up.
It's not uncommon.
No,
It's
no,
not
no,
necessarily uncommon.
Yeah,
I feel like
You
I've
guys-
seen stuff before where they make a shell that looks like a Game Boy game, and you like slide your phone in there, and you can use it as like a. But I don't know how well those work, and you probably do have to be doing some like semi-illegal stuff to have it work.
I know that Nintendo back in the day, they filed like a bunch of patents for like some weird Wii accessories, like a fishing pole that ended up never coming out. Did you guys ever see like the original patent for the Nintendo Switch? It looks
Yeah.
absolutely nothing like what the Switch actually looks like, and so yeah, it might just be the covering bases that they might want to follow in the future. Same with like how I think they renewed their patent for the N64 controller recently as well.
That made sense, yeah. You know,
It's
it's,
a-
like intellectual property, and then by extension, patent law is
Mhm.
very, very dry. It's
Mhm.
very, very dry, but it can be interesting from time to time.
Okay.
I remember there's a little bit of an uproar a few years ago. Sony filed a patent for basically interjecting advertisements into the middle of gameplay.
What?
People, yeah,
Mm,
no. So
okay.
the patent went basically that it's like, all right, so user is playing an entertainment experience, or it's like entertainment experience is the way they have to legally word it or whatever. It's
Yeah.
like notification comes up that experience will be interrupted in 30 seconds, and then it's like after 30 seconds is up, entertainment experience is paused, advertisement played, and then user resumes entertainment experience.
That seems like more like a concept than a piece of hardware, though. That's so strange.
Well, I mean, you can patent software. You can patent, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Okay.
Oh goodness, that's so strange. That's so weird.
Yeah.
Huh.
Hence, like the monitor intellectual property. But, yeah.
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 Yeah, makes sense. Makes
Anyway.
sense. Anyway, yeah, it's weird business. We can't really interpret it. Again, yeah, this patent was filed like March of last year, 2017. So
Oh wow. Okay.
Oh, okay.
yeah, it was just published like a couple days ago, though. So
Mm.
Yeah.
I feel like they would have done something with it by this point then,
yeah,
to be
for
honest.
sure.
So, I don't
Yeah,
know.
probably just covering their bases for sure. But fun to dream, I guess.
Yeah, and then what else do you got for us?
Oh, yeah, well, kind of speaking of rumored Nintendo hardware, it's rumored that a new version of the Switch might be in the works for coming out next year. Now,
I can't tell
the
if I'm
original
pissed off
article
or
for
not.
this. Yeah, me neither. So the original version of this article originally came from like Wall Street, Japan, I believe it is. This
Okay.
isn't coming directly from Nintendo, obviously. Basically, the way that they have it interpreted, or the way that it's Wall Street, Japan. Basically, the way they have it interpreted is that it'll be not necessarily like a Switch Pro, but kind of a cheaper alternative. Or maybe not even a cheaper alternative. It'll still be around the same price range, just
Yeah.
with a few minor tweaks. So,
Okay, do you guys, really quick to interrupt, or I'm going to let you
Yes.
finish, but then I want to say something immediately after.
Sure.
But go.
The general, it's kind of vague. The article is pretty vague about it. But imagine things like, slightly bigger screen size, maybe a bit lighter, longer battery life, whatnot.
Different. Yeah, they were looking at
Yeah.
in LCD screens instead of OLED. I think it was.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's
I,
right.
I thought it would be the opposite because it has an LCD screen right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
they're looking
they're
at
not.
updating that, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not doing an OLED, right?
Yeah. For what I've heard. Anyway, Ethan, keep going.
Yeah. So it's not going to be anything major like Switch 4K or that would be kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Or even a Switch Mini, which would be kind of what people would predict, right?
Hmm.
But
What?
it's been say
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. What? That's strange.
Yeah, I know.
A Switch Mini? What? How much?
Switch
it's
Mini.
like you have your
How many
phone
do-
at that
It's-
point. You might as
yeah,
well
it's
play on
not-
your phone at that point.
It's not going to be that. It won't be like a major revision, but something will change, according to Wall Street Journal Japan. Now, Taylor, you were going to say something about this?
Yeah. Okay. So I don't think you were the fourth seat when we covered that. Do you guys remember a couple months ago, Andrew and Anthony? We talked about how Nintendo does the discounted Switch in Japan.
Yeah.
That's right.
This-
Yeah.
This to me seems like the next evolution of that. So they'll do it. So it's like they'll do a purely mobile Switch, but with like an updated screen, so that it plays a lot better, even better
Mhm.
now than
Yeah,
mobile.
like battery life.
Because yeah, because like a lot of like things I've seen pertaining to this article and everything have basically said, yeah, that seems like it would be a screen refresh at most.
And like maybe better battery life as well.
Hmm.
I would hope so. If it's purely mobile, would you guys even see like a chance of like a purely mobile Switch? Like that just seems like it removes the entire point of calling it a Switch, right?
Well, we talked about it, or it's like I remember our conversation when we talked about it earlier on the show because Japan, I think they were talking about it or they already have it. It's like
Yeah, they've already
it's like
got it.
50 or 60 bucks off a Switch,
Mhm.
but it doesn't come with a dock and whatnot. So
Yes.
it's like purely mobile.
Well,
And so-
it's not purely mobile though. It's
Well,
just
purely mobile
it's-
in the sense of it doesn't come with the home stuff out of the box.
Right, sure.
And you could easily buy the dock and
Yeah.
if
It's
you
not
wanted one.
Yeah, it's not edited or changed in any way. It's just minus the dock.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. And we talked
Yeah.
about how we weren't sure if that would catch on over here or not, but it seemed like it'd be pretty cool over there.
I could see them doing like this like refresh and only giving like a $20 discount. Like, this is like $280 instead of or whatever,
Instead of
$270.
300.
Yeah, like because it's America and it's like not gonna give you the good savings, right?
Yeah.
But I
And if
could
you're
see-
wondering
yeah.
if it's like how did they improve the screen but still make it cheaper, it's like, well, for starts, if they cut off the dock, then that's a big portion right there. But
Mhm.
two, keep in mind will have been 2 years since the Switch would have
It's true.
debuted,
Wow.
and
Yeah.
technology has gotten like better and cheaper since then.
more energy efficient. They can less stress on the battery and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
definitely ways.
Anthony, what do you think? You interested in a mobile
Uh,
Switch like
You
that?
should get a Switch.
Yeah.
He's the only one
I'm-
here that doesn't have
I'm-
one, right?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Come on,
Oof.
look, I've got to prioritize. It's PC first.
How are you gonna play Super Mario Party, man? Favorite game?
I don't emulate it, no, not really.
That game
I
just
don't know.
came out too. I wonder how rage-inducing it is.
Apparently,
pretty-
it's quite good. Really.
Yeah, I've heard as well.
Anyway,
The hate,
back
the hate.
to. I mean, I really do want to get a Switch, and I
Sure.
would not get one that doesn't have a dock because I don't see the point in that.
All right, fair enough.
If it was like $100 cheaper or something, maybe.
Yeah.
But like I would just get a normal Switch, to be honest. So,
Sure.
but
Okay.
I'm waiting till I get to like $200.
They're never
Which
gonna.
they never
drop.
will, so I'll probably
No.
never get one.
Yeah.
The most it'll drop to is like $250 probably.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, because
that's
we
just
look at
fair.
how Nintendo doesn't drop the prices of basically anything.
Not for a long time, no.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild came out 2 years ago. It's probably selling for like $50 probably still.
40. Yeah, like 40 to 50 still.
You may be able to get it used for like 30 if you want to go that route.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So it's like with this, I don't know. This does seem kind of appealing to me because I don't know if I were able to, I would actually consider this one if I was able to get like a really nice trade-in on my regular Switch.
I
Just
see.
because I rarely use my Switch on the TV.
Yeah, I almost never do.
I have been less recently. Hey, I should
Okay.
point out here real quick. There's no such thing as a good trade-in.
I know.
there's-
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I've had one good trade in my life.
Really?
Okay.
Yes, it's when I had like not a launch PS3, but like one of the fat PS3s.
Right. Okay.
Something was going to miss inside there, and like there was like it would freeze up like in big areas and stuff. It's like, well, I'm gonna bring that in and try and get a better PS3. They tested it with like a game that wasn't like an open world, so it like didn't freeze or nothing. Like, oh yeah, this works great, and I'm like, yeah, can I just put that toward
Yeah, sure.
to the other one? They're like, yeah, no problem. So I got like a bigger, better PS3 for like I don't know, 60 or
Okay.
$70. I'm
That's
like,
great.
That's great.
Yeah, I was like,
You
the best.
hustled them. That's so cool.
I mean, sort of. I feel
Yeah.
bad a little bit, but not really.
I would probably look into like selling it off Craigslist or something, just like
Yeah,
yeah.
people will buy it.
But
Anyway,
then,
that's
like,
it for me and my Nintendo-related news. I'll get myself off of here.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
wait,
What-
Anthony, we
what-
still need to, or I'm sorry, Ethan, we still need to ask you, would you buy this?
Would
you
I buy? No.
Okay.
No. Ooh.
Doesn't
No.
appeal to you at all, just absolutely just
Are you asking would I buy it if I didn't already have a Switch since day one?
either or. Like, I
Either
didn't
or.
like caveats for it, It's just like,
Mm.
because
Oh,
it's like, I personally, it's like, I see more value in the Switch as a mobile device as opposed to the whole
Sure,
dock
that's
thing.
fair. If I could buy a Switch without Joy-Con and shrunk down just a little bit for 150, I would do it.
How would you play it?
How would I play it? What do you mean?
You don't have Joy-Con. You just
Yeah, I'd play single player games.
How do you
I-
control it?
you would need the controller. Right?
Yeah, the controller without Joy-Con. I'm sorry. I'm saying with the controllers fused onto the side like
okay.
like a Vita.
Yeah.
Like a Vita.
They would
Oh,
never,
okay.
They would never do that.
They
but-
would never
Yeah.
do it, but
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
that were a
Yeah.
thing and I didn't already have a Switch and it was available for 150, then I might buy that. I would think about it.
All right, fair enough. Well, thank you very much for coming on to the show. We're gonna do a quick little stage change here.
Yeah, sure. No problem.
So,
yeah, I'm
yeah.
glad I was here. Hey, you can follow me on Twitter at Linkachuchu, by the way. It's LINKACHUCHU.
How do you not do that every time? Link a choo choo.
That's it. Yep. I'll do it from now on. Thank
It
you.
writes itself. Yeah.
It does. It absolutely does.
That's excellent. That's excellent.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. Glad to be here for sure. And tell Sean I said hi.
All right, we will. Thank you.
Oh dear.
Then add friends to DM.
Oh dear. There goes the scene.
That's all right.
It's fine.
Oh. Gee, I redid it. That's cool.
Is it gonna come up? Oh,
That works fine on my end.
Hey, hello,
I just need to rename it.
hello. Okay. Did it go into the same place? Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Our order didn't change, did it? Sweet.
perfect.
Okay. Something's going right for once here. All right, so just give us a couple seconds while Sean gets set up and whatnot, and you guys have a lovely picture of Buette.
I'll just keep up there.
Bouette, is that what that is?
Yeah, that's Buette. Andrew, how absent were you from the whole Bowsette craze?
No, I understand that one. That one
Okay.
I've seen.
Okay.
I haven't seen that one though. But
Well, it's
okay.
been memed to hell and back, and we have Buette also.
Cool.
All right, sure, man.
I
Oh,
think
good.
we're good.
Okay.
We're good.
All right, is your webcam working or no?
I'm too lazy to plug it back in.
All right. Fair enough. Okay.
For work.
All right. We're still good on the scene and whatnot, right, Anthony? For OBS.
Yeah.
Okay.
It should have changed, but apparently it hasn't. So cool.
Okay.
I'll add in another thing. That's all good.
Okay, we all good? All right,
Yeah,
so I'm
we're
gonna keep
good.
going then. Hi, Sean. Welcome back on to the Power Up Podcast. You've been on here at least once before,
Just once.
for what I recall. Okay, just once. All right. So, how's the past week been for you in gaming here?
The only game I played was Forza Horizon 4.
Ooh,
Nice.
How is
How's
it?
How's
Good
that
one,
treating
boy.
you?
Really good. Probably
Yeah.
the best racing game I've ever played.
Okay.
I need to get this game probably.
I know. My PC can't come back fast enough. Oh.
I wonder if my PC could even really run it well.
It's
Well,
actually not that
never-
hard of a game to run.
Really?
Never Risen 5, right?
Yeah, 1500X.
And then what's your GPU?
1060.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
you're
you can
fine.
max-
You're fine.
Okay.
Well, I don't know maxing out the game, but like high to ultra, you can do that just fine.
Okay.
Yeah, you're
alright. Yeah, it's so weird because some games I play are just not running well. PUBG, for example, I don't play that game anymore because it runs terrible.
PUBG doesn't run well on anything.
Yeah, it
It's
runs
okay.
terrible on all pieces.
How is it so popular? I'm like playing this game and I'm like I can't even.
People are willing to look past that sort of thing just because it's I don't know.
I mean, I understand it's fun.
Yeah.
This is really random, but yeah, it's crazy when I'm like trying to play it and it just like hitches all over the place.
Yeah.
And
All right, Anthony, you okay down there?
Oh good, done.
Okay.
Sorted.
All right. So anyway, Sean, we were still moving through our gaming news topics a little bit. We got we're about halfway done with them. Yeah, Anthony, what you got? What you got to the table?
Okay, so the whole, you might know, a game called Black Ops 4 that's coming out later.
Never heard of it.
Later this year or next year?
Black Ops 4? It's like in
Like
5
a
days.
few days.
Wait,
Is it?
is it really like 5 days?
I
Yeah.
thought it was a lot later than that.
God, I'm gonna spend like $180 this next week or so.
Yeah, it comes out on the 12th, I think.
Okay.
So the whole rigmarole with Black Ops 4 was that Treyarch said that they were going to have it non-capped, so the FPS weren't going to be capped at all. It was going to be unlimited.
Sure.
Now they've just announced that it's going to be limited to 120 FPS at launch. So
Okay.
their whole kind of argument was that they wanted to ease into an uncapped frame rate in order to ensure that Blackout servers were stable. However, they've gone back on that
Okay.
claim, apparently.
Okay.
So Activision said in August that Call of Duty Black Ops 4 will support uncapped frame rates on the PC, and it will eventually, Treyarch explained in the Black Ops 4 subreddit today, that the Blackout Battle Royale mode will actually be capped at 120 FPS at launch, after which, if all goes well, the cap would be gently eased off.
Okay.
So they
That's
basically-
honestly fair. That's
Yeah.
honestly fair.
I mean, it's a good way of kind of testing their hardware as well, or software. It's very
Yeah.
okay, well, if it runs like this, we can slowly ease it up, and then if it's all good, then sure. So this is kind of a smaller announcement, but what do you all think about that?
I think
I-
it's. Oh, go ahead, Andrew.
Well, I'm going to defer to you because I don't necessarily understand the big difference.
All right, so we talked about this a little bit before the show, and I figured that this might have to do with how they calculate physics in that game. But after hearing that it was originally planned to be unlimited, its physics probably isn't tied to the frame rate. So what this leads me to believe is that they're not certain about how a mass deployment of
Sure.
how a mass
Yeah.
deployment of servers will run, and if they didn't get all their servers running on a decent and consistent tick rate. This is a tick rate being how fast the server refreshes information per second, right? And so PUBG has this issue even now, which is why you see some of those crazy clips of, say, desynced, like client desynced versus an opponent and everything.
Yeah.
It's because the server refresh rate will dip variably depending on how well the server is processing things. So if they're doing this, it's like they're capping it to 120 FPS, which is a perfectly playable FPS, especially for Call of Duty, guys. Come on, this is a Counter-Strike. This is fine.
Exactly.
It's so much better than 60, This to me seems it's like they're not quite certain how well it'll perform. So to have more consistent, stable servers, then they're going to do this.
So
And
they're coming off the beta, so when they went into the beta, they had it capped at 90 FPS to monitor performance and online stability. The beta obviously had a lot of testing to do back then, and it made sense for getting the game right for the whole community, and we were happy with the end result, and the data was pulled from this approach. Because the frame rate impacts server load, the goal is to ensure that everything runs as smoothly as possible right from the start. Blackout will max out at 120 FPS at launch. So once they're all happy with the whole 120, they'll move up to 144, and they'll keep just testing and seeing how it's all going and everything, which seems like the logical thing to do, really.
that seems fair.
Does this go for the regular multiplayer as well?
It's just the PC version of it, so no console.
But like the multiple,
Like, say, like Team Deathmatch or something.
Yeah.
I don't believe so. I think this is just Blackout only.
Okay.
Okay.
So would like Team Deathmatch be unlimited?
I'd imagine so.
The
I'd
frame
imagine
rate
so.
cap will only be placed for Black Ops 4's Blackout mode.
Okay.
So yeah.
Zombies.
Then
in
yeah, this is
conventional
purely a
multiplayer
server
will be
load thing.
uncapped.
Yeah, that's a
Purely
lot.
server load thing.
A lot of people playing,
Exactly.
and they're probably worried about it, about having their servers on fire.
It's hard to run like 80 some odd people onto a server. You know, it really is.
Did they get to 100 people? Are they doing 100 people at launch, or is it 88 still, or whatever?
I think it'll be 88.
Okay.
Still. Yeah.
So I think they bumped it up to 100 at the very end of that beta.
Did they? I don't know.
I'm
Okay.
gonna say they did, but
Okay.
could be wrong.
All right, Sean, what do you think? Are you upset that you don't get like 300 FPS in Black Ops 4, or?
What a shame.
Okay.
What do you have?
Okay.
Can you even attain 300 FPS?
Yeah, I don't even think I could get past.
I don't
120.
think. I don't
More
think.
frames.
Okay.
All matters.
Yeah, it's like I think
No.
it'll have to like really be dependent on how well the game is optimized.
Yeah,
Just
I'm one of
as-
those.
and- Go ahead.
I'm one of those weird people who likes VSync on, so I don't have to deal with screen tearing. So it's usually like 60 frames, unless if it's like a first-person shooter, I keep that unlocked.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, calm down, Taylor.
Okay. I was just like, oh god. Okay, we're good.
I
Okay.
need my 300 frames for CS:GO if I ever play it.
I will say that
Yeah.
the 120 frame cap is very generous, and I don't even think some of the die-hard PC like people will be like, oh, there's no way I'm buying this game. Screw you guys. It's uncapped, or it's like it's capped to 120. I don't
That's so
foresee that.
sad.
Yeah.
I mean, at the same time, it's a Call of Duty game. I think. Do you think more people buy the game on consoles, knowing that the PC version doesn't really sell that well?
Yeah,
I mean-
probably.
Yeah, that's kind of the conclusion I've arrived at. You know, the past few years has been like, if I really want to enjoy the entire life cycle of a Call of Duty game or something, play it on console. Because a few months after launch, there'd be like 1,000 some odd people playing Call of Duty. You know?
Yeah, because only 15,000 people bought Infinite Warfare on PC.
Oof.
I
Yeah.
wonder if this blackout mode is going to change that a little bit.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's just
I
weird.
played the beta on both, and I was like,
It's just weird how it's gonna be on the Blizzard app instead of Steam. So I don't know if that's gonna hurt any sales, but
It's the Battle.net app. Thank you very much.
it's the same thing. Oh my god.
that'll probably help, right? All the Destiny players see it. All the
Destiny
Yeah.
players, Overwatch
Yeah.
players.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not far enough reach.
It's not on Steam at all. It's
No.
No.
It'll be only on the Battle.net app.
Oh,
So
okay.
it comes out October 12th, and pre-loading will begin tomorrow for Australians, and the next day for US, October 9th.
It'll be like 100 gigs, by the way.
Jeez.
What?
I'm good.
But why?
Let's just say compression technology hasn't quite caught up, or hasn't quite been going at the same pace as everything else. Let's just say that.
Come on,
Alright.
military, get your act together.
All right. What do I got? Oh yeah, that's right. So Andrzej Sapkowski. It's Andrzej. Andrzej. Do you want whatever? That's an incredibly Polish name. That it's very hard to pronounce.
Right.
Yeah, that's an incredibly Polish name. That's hard to pronounce even for someone who speaks Russian. But anyway, the author of the Witcher series of books, that dude there, is demanding the equivalent of $16 million from CD Projekt Red, who are of course the
Wow.
developers of the acclaimed Witcher franchise and upcoming Cyberpunk 2077. You probably know who those people are. You might not know who the author is. But yeah, did you guys know that The Witcher was based off a series of books?
I did.
Yeah, I did.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait, did CD Projekt Red not consult him before doing the games?
No, that's not the issue at all.
Okay,
In
good.
1996, when they went to obtain or this happened in the 90s, by the way,
Mhm.
when CD Projekt Red went to obtain the rights for the author, they offered him a royalty contract, which was mean that he would get paid like based on a percentage of how CD Projekt's future projects would sell and everything, or a lump sum of cash, which was I think around $90,000 at the time or whatever.
Jeez.
He didn't foresee the games doing well, and he didn't foresee the project going anywhere. And so he took the lump sum of cash, $90,000 or of $90,000 back then. But then, you fast forward, 20 some odd years, and The Witcher 3 is one of the best selling games of all time. And it's one of the most popular video game franchises also. Dude wants some kickback.
Yep.
So,
Well, he's
yeah.
he didn't.
Well, from what I understand is that I don't know Polish law, obviously, but there's something that protects you from bad deals like that.
There is, yeah. So it's like if it was brought up in the U.S., he probably wouldn't have a case, to be quite honest.
He'd be boned
Yeah.
probably because it's the United States, but because it's in Poland, he can actually maybe like retroactively do something like this.
Yeah. So it's like there is definitely legal recourse that he can pursue in Poland because of Polish law like this. So Sean, what do you think? Do you think it's fair? Do you think this is fair?
To be honest, I really have no opinion about this because I need to read more about it.
Okay. All right. Anthony, how about yourself?
I mean, it's a bit unfair in my opinion. He's made his choice. He made his choice to go for the 90 grand, and it's his bad luck.
Yeah.
He's missing out on it. So, I mean, he's made his money from his books, and he was offered 2 deals. He took one of them. He can't then just turn around and say, "Oh, well, that was successful. I want more money." It seems a bit unfair in my book, but cool.
Okay. All right, Sean, what were you gonna say there? Before.
I was just gonna agree with him. It was kind of unfair.
Oh, okay. This one is kind of hard to argue for either which side,
Yeah.
At the same time, it's like I definitely see where this guy is coming from.
Yeah.
It's like and whatnot. It's like I really don't think he should have. All things considered, it was very reasonable for this guy to not assume the project would go anywhere. Especially if you look up pictures of like 2005 CD Projekt's E3 booth, or like E3 showing off the Witcher to the very first Witcher game to a very select few people.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, his book sales have been boosted immensely by the games, and yeah, his name is a little bit more common also because of it. So
yeah, it's rough because, like you said, like obviously people know it more as a video game, I think, than books. So they hear it's about books, then maybe they go read the books, and he's got a little bit more, more fame that way. But oh man, did they kind of screw him? Because that's a long contract. If you said 1996,
it happened in the late 90s.
Late 90s. So
yeah,
that's close to like a 20-year. That deal has lasted 20 years. Is rough, and
yeah, it is.
60 million is a lot of money. So I don't know if that's what it actually should be. But he's also gone on record and he hates CD Projekt Red. I don't know if you've seen the interviews and stuff.
Oh yeah, I have. Yeah,
hates them.
He hates what they did with the franchise.
Yeah. Maybe because he wasn't getting paid. I don't know, but
I don't think he ever brought that part up, although that might be a part of it because he does feel for the fire. It was more of what they did with the characters and how they progressed the story set in his universe.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's rough, man, because that's a lot of money that he missed out on, and games sold a lot. So
yeah.
Woof, woof, man, woof.
Woof. Woof. The CD Projekt, by the way, basically told him F off.
Yeah.
Their response was exceedingly hostile towards him.
Yes, because I know. I'm pretty sure the guy who made Cyberpunk, like the tabletop creator, has been very positive with CD Projekt Red, and maybe that's because he just had foresight of, signing a better and bigger deal. But
yeah,
I think so. Yeah, because he would have signed that contract around when The Witcher 2 came out. So maybe foresaw. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, Sean, is there a gaming news thing you'd like to bring to the table?
I don't know. I was supposed to, but I got something.
Okay. All right. What you got?
So you know how Telltale went out of business and The Walking Dead final season was incomplete?
Yes. This is important.
Skybound Entertainment is picking up the final season. They're gonna finish it.
Oh.
Yay? Question mark? I don't know.
Yeah.
Is this good?
Yeah, but anyway.
Okay.
What has Skybound done?
Looking them up right now.
Okay.
They
That's
are
right.
a multi-platform entertainment company. They're behind the actual Walking Dead comic. And they published the first season of the Walking Dead game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
And
But Skybound Games was founded in 2018, though, so it's a brand new company.
Oh, so they just bought the rights back, I guess, and are trying to.
It seems to me-
Off, yeah.
Yeah, it seems
Okay.
to me like they took over the adaptation rights and then
Mhm.
founded their own studio about it.
Yeah, it's like in my opinion about it, like a lot of people are really big fans of the Walking Dead game. They've been waiting so many years to find out what happens at the end, and it's kind of messed up if the company just goes out of business and like, yeah, we're never going to tell you what's going to happen, whatever.
yeah.
So I think this is a great idea.
This
Oh,
is a little peculiar to me because this sort of thing doesn't happen overnight, which
No.
kind of implies that Telltale going under was definitely
No, yeah.
was like
Known about.
known about for a while,
I
but kept
know.
under closed doors.
Ah, man, this story is so weird. Every time, this is one of those weird, fascinating stories.
Every
How do
time
they
you go
not-
on the
yeah.
internet, there's something new about it, and
I know, right?
Right.
It makes me more angry every time I read about it too. It's like,
Yeah, have you seen their class action lawsuit that got filed?
yeah, I did see that a couple.
That
weeks
entire thing could have been avoided legally if they laid off every single person.
ago. Oh,
But
really?
instead, yeah, because so this is the difference. Because if they laid off every single person, it would have just counted as a full-on bankruptcy, and they would have been fined from this class action lawsuit. But
they kept
because
on.
they kept like 25 some odd people, it counts as a unforeseen or it's like an unwarned mass layoff,
Yeah.
and so the employees that were terminated have a viable lawsuit.
Mm.
They also didn't they just recently get rid of the 25 people too?
Yes, they did.
Well,
Oh, no.
not yet. They still need to finish. I can't believe I have to say this. The Minecraft story mode on Netflix.
I thought I saw something.
No,
was like
it's
they even got rid of those people.
What? They seriously had a plan for that?
They had a plan to bring like a bunch of the things over to Netflix.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
So when Telltale is done making Minecraft story mode for Netflix, then Telltale will shut down forever.
I hate every part of that sentence.
What a way to end a company.
I know.
Minecraft story mode. Wow,
I know.
hey, talking about Telltale games, I'll just bring this up very quickly while I can. Permanent discounts on some Telltale Steam games are going to be implemented as of today.
Ooh.
So games
Oh, wow.
such as The Wolf Among Us is going to be 50% off forever.
No second season though.
I know.
No.
Tales from the Borderlands is also on that list. That will
No second season either.
be...
No second season.
I know. Game of Thrones as well. And your favorite, one and only, Minecraft Story Mode.
No third season.
And also The Walking Dead.
Do they run
Okay.
well on PC?
Hey, what?
Do they run well on PC?
Yeah.
I don't quite know how you can make a game not run well.
Well,
It's like on a I don't know how you can make a Telltale game not run well.
I
on a
played the
PC game.
first season of Walking Dead on a crappy PC, like a laptop in 2012. It ran
Yeah.
just fine on high settings.
okay.
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 Because
Yeah.
they don't run great on like PS4s. Like,
Seriously?
yeah, they was really choppy and not great.
Huh.
The engine is super old and just does not work
they
very well.
They haven't updated their engine in a long time.
It's kind of
So-
depressed. Okay. It's kind
Don't-
of depressing.
Only issues I had, sometimes the games freeze, and for the Wolf Among Us season, well, the only Wolf Among Us game,
Yeah.
there's like this one part every time I replay the game that the dialogue thing, it shows up and shows insert dialogue here, and I can't do anything. I have to quit the game and load a new checkpoint.
Mhm.
That's incredible.
They never fixed it.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
There's some problems with those games. I'm pretty...
Yeah.
I
They're
played...
fun to watch though.
I think I played Walking Dead... not Walking Dead. The Wolf Among Us and Minecraft Story Mode and a couple of others on Xbox. Never had a problem with them.
Oof.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of those games came to like PS Plus and Xbox Gold as well. So
Did they? Okay.
chances are you probably already own those games if you have PS Plus or Xbox Gold.
Okay.
Double check that before you go and start buying them.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So, It just as Andrew mentioned earlier, it's just like it just keeps getting weirder and weirder with this thing, you know?
Yep.
Fast.
I wonder what the final result of the lawsuit will be, to be quite honest. Like I wonder what the complaints will be.
If they don't have any money, how are they going to pay it?
Right, exactly.
Interesting.
Thinking.
Yeah. Sounds like they haven't had a lot of money in a while.
Yeah. That's...
Yeah. It's a lot of it seems like it was very private investment money that they took on in order to secure licenses for like Game of Thrones and like Borderlands and whatnot. And I think that was part of it. Was like when it came time, it's like the investors were like, "We want our money back." They were like, "Oh, they didn't quite sell as well as we thought they did." So
or just like deal to deal, like they're just hanging on barely, like signing one deal and the next deal come up and out. You know, that's why they had so many projects going at once, probably because it's all their money was just deals they were making. License deals.
Yeah, the worst part is like in the business world, seeing a company do that as an investor, it's like if you're second or third down the line of investors, so it's like say Telltale did a progression of getting a Minecraft license and then the Borderlands license and then the Game of Thrones license. If you're an investor that's being pitched to by Telltale for say the Borderlands license or the Game of Thrones license, if you ever see them like secure for Minecraft, you get confident in it, so it makes it people even more willing to invest into it.
Exactly.
So. Yeah, fun little insight there. Any last things about Telltale? I'm sure we'll be talking about them next week in some form or another, you know?
We'll remember that Telltale.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
We've got to try and bring them up at least once for the remainder of the year. Like every episode. Once every episode.
Just like Dead Cells now?
Top 10 weird stories of the year. I got a couple, or top 5. We got a couple already. We got the Tari guys. We got this one.
Yeah.
So we'll get a couple more coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So that does sort of do it for gaming news, but the segment isn't quite over because you guys know how much I love destroying fake news, right?
Oh no, here we go.
Here we go.
Here we
All
go.
right. I couldn't. It's like there's no way I couldn't bring this up. Okay. So a little piece published in Bloomberg earlier this week. You guys see this? No. Nope. Okay. This happened on Thursday morning, I think it was. It was either Tuesday or Thursday morning. But anyway.
You have no position.
No. Anyway, Bloomberg published a very long, almost essay-like piece, alleging that servers that were manufactured by super microcomputers that were sold to upwards of 30 companies, including like U.S. government-related agencies, Department of Defense-related agencies, as well as Apple and Amazon, just to name a few there, contained a microchip about the size of a grain of rice that was implanted onto the PCB, implanted onto the PCB of this server's board. And this microchip was allegedly beaming back information that was passed through to the Chinese government. It was basically a spy chip.
Perfect.
Do a couple alarm bells go off about this, just on first glance there?
I'm just hearing like the Mission Impossible theme song as you're talking about all that stuff.
Okay, that's reasonable. Okay.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of alarms.
Okay. What are some of yours, Andrew?
I am not super up on PC stuff, or whatever, but I'm pretty sure that does not exist. Like it can't be that small.
You're on the right track. Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's a very fair assumption. Okay. Yeah, so it's like the entire point I'm getting here is like you don't even have to be super technically into this to like be able to call BS on this. So Anthony, how about you got any alarm bells there?
Well,
like, what part of this story doesn't jive to you?
The whole size thing, obviously, is a bit interesting.
Yes.
Also, funnily enough, this is very reminiscent of not anything PC related, but a game related thing, which is doing exactly the same thing, which doesn't have the chip, because it's basically what you do is you install a game on your computer. It's got malware in it, and then that malware beams back information to China somewhere, or rather the people who made the game. So it sounds like a bit of a rip-off of that kind of scenario, a bit.
All right, that's
but
fair.
Just with some decent, different details.
Okay. Sean.
What?
What?
What part of that story, just on a surface level, doesn't pass a sniff test for you? Like, what do you think? Okay. Alright, just straight up
No,
the
it's just
outlet,
like,
okay.
It's like a tiny micro PC. I'm like, that's kind of impossible.
Look, didn't
Yeah.
you know we are embedded with microchips when we're born? That's
Oh,
what all
God.
those needles
Oh,
are
I'm
for.
sorry, I forgot.
If John was here, we'd be talking about the flat Earth already.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here is a cube, thank you very much.
I am super glad you guys brought up the size. Okay? I am super glad you guys brought up the size. Because just off that alone, the device... Alright, so really quick, most things that are on a board of a PC, so like a motherboard, for lack of technical terms, most generalized term, or motherboard, they use pins to communicate.
Yeah.
There is a direct correlation between, number of pins and amount of information it can take in and like process and whatnot, and send, receive, etc. Right? For example, your average flight processor that's probably in your PC right now has around 1,100 pins. You know how when you guys were building your PCs, there's like this has an 1151 socket or 1155 socket?
Yeah.
That's the number of pins that the processor has on the motherboard to communicate with it. Typically higher is better, which is why server processors, so everything have upwards of 2,000. Anyway, so moving on past that, something this size and it's like where they claimed it to be, should have at most like 1 or 2 pins.
Yeah.
It's not doing much of anything. Okay.
Yeah.
So just on the surface level there, that's automatically thrown out. Okay, whatever. But let's play a little bit more of an argument. Okay. Bloomberg further claims that it like this little thing cannot be found in the original design spec for these super micro servers.
Mm-hmm.
And that to me raises the most alarm bells, because you're telling me that like an engineer for Apple or Amazon or someone with the DoD or something is going to see that and not be like, what? Excuse me, what is this right here? This little thing. This wasn't in the spec or whatever.
Sure.
The amount of scrutiny that these things undergo is absolutely ridiculous. Okay, but say that all 30 companies and whatnot, they all fail to see it. Okay, because they're blind or what have you. Okay.
Yeah.
Bloomberg further goes on to claim, this is a little bit more technical here, that it is capable of transmitting what's called BCM information, which is basically base control, or I'm sorry, it's BCB, base control board information, which is basically the information being passed from system memory, so RAM, into the processor.
Yeah.
Not only is the chip not on the lane where that would happen on the PCB, but here's the thing. That sort of communication goes through UDP and IP as a communication protocol.
Yeah.
So it's not like sending out a radio signal or anything with this information. It's communicating much like we are now, going through TCP, or I'm sorry, UDP and IP protocols, which means that because companies do this, anyone that runs a server does this, when companies are looking at seeing, which IPs it's communicating with and getting from, because they have a very strict whitelist for this sort of thing. They would have seen, why is there some IP in China? That's not on our list, and blocked. And no amount of IP spoofing, because the way they do it is they set specifically which ones it talks to. It's not like it's approved or necessarily. It's more of they just set specifically which ones. So it couldn't talk to it. It just straight up couldn't talk to whatever base would be receiving this sort of thing. So I have to say, hashtag fake
Debunked.
news.
I don't know. I'm getting my tinfoil hat on.
Okay.
I'm just
Yeah.
gonna avoid these little guys.
Hashtag fake news. Although I am happy to see that this did, and of course Amazon and Apple vehemently denied. So did Supermicro also, which by the way, my Supermicro stock, because they're down a little bit. but then they'll recover once people are, this is fake news. But yeah. So yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry. It's like seeing people's reactions to this thing. It's like taking it as fact. It was just been so. Think about what you guys read. It's like, just think about what you guys read.
I saw something on it somewhere. I didn't click on it.
Okay.
It was just like the heading, and I'm like, oh yeah, sure, no worries.
Okay.
Good
It's
luck
like,
to you.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, so let's move on to movie news after a while. Okay. So Captain America fans here?
Yeah.
I kind of like those are the
Yeah.
my out of all the Marvel, I like those ones the most probably. Yeah.
Okay. Sean?
I've only seen Civil War and I like that movie.
All right, fair enough.
Except for the first one.
But you didn't like the first one? It's like my favorite Captain America movie. Okay.
So boring. So boring.
Okay. Anyway, so Captain America dies in Avengers 4. You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah, we
Uh,
know.
I mean,
Okay.
maybe.
I know. Anyway, that's like
Okay.
it's all in the comics and everything, and it's.
Wasn't he supposed to die in Civil War?
I don't know.
No, but it's like all being hinted at with all of like Iron Man's vision and everything that he had, and Thor's vision and all that stuff, and we know that for anybody who can kind of put it together knows that they most of them are gonna die, and be replaced.
Okay.
Although it is rumored
Alright.
that Tony's what's his name, Robert Downey Jr. I was gonna call him Tony Stark then. Has
Same thing.
he's renewed his contract with Marvel apparently, so not too sure where he's gonna go.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole greater story here is Chris Evans, the person who plays Captain America in all the wonderful MCU movies. He said goodbye to the role of Captain America as Avengers 4 wrapped up shooting the other day. And yeah,
He's gone.
he's no longer under
That is-
contract.
That is pretty sad.
Is
This
it?
is more exciting for me to see what else he can do. Honestly, he's like,
He wants to go into directing, from what I
oh,
hear.
okay.
Yeah.
He's like I've seen him in other stuff where he's super like fun. It seems like in like other movies, like Snowpiercer. Like that movie was sick. I don't know if you guys saw that movie.
Never saw it.
Dope. Watch Snowpiercer.
Okay.
Yeah, he seems like he was in Cabin in the Woods. That was.
Oh, was he? Okay.
I'm pretty sure. No, that was Thor. Just kidding. That was Thor.
Okay.
Too many Chris's.
Yeah, that's fine.
He was in Scott Pilgrim. That was pretty.
I think he was, yeah.
Yeah, he was
Remember-
definitely in there. It was pretty
yeah.
funny. Anyway, I'm more interested in what he does next.
Okay. Sean, what do you think?
Well, it's kind of sad that he's leaving the role as Captain America, but at the same time, that gives him more time to be in our movies, which I'm kind of excited to see because he's actually a really good actor.
Yeah.
Unless of course he's playing X-Men. I mean, what's it called? Fantastic Four. He was a bad
is he
actor in
in?
that.
He was the original Human Torch.
Oh,
Like,
that's
remember
funny.
the early
Yeah.
2000s Fantastic Four movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was the Human Torch there.
It's so funny how those movies have always been bad. There's never been a good one of them. It's so funny.
How would you make them better? Like, honestly, how do we
Get
make them
Fox
better?
to do it.
Fair enough.
True. What? They did Logan. That was good.
Do they?
And Deadpool. And Deadpool.
True.
Yeah.
Deadpool too, yeah.
True. I mean, for me, it's sad just because he's part of the original team, like the whole original movie team. In comics, he didn't get introduced for quite some time.
Oh, okay.
He was like in the I think second or third iteration of the Avengers. So they call him one of the founding members just because they weren't originally a team kind of thing, and then they got named and all that. But like sure it's exciting to see what he's gonna do in the future, but
Yeah.
at the same time, he's done some fantastic work with Marvel, and hopefully they'll still kind of have him back, and he'll be remembered kind of thing throughout the series in future.
All right. Fair enough. So, any last thoughts about Mr. Evans there?
Should we talk about the leaked title for Avengers 4?
I didn't know about that. So, what is that?
Alright, so on Twitter, the directors of Avengers 4, I think I don't remember their names.
Okay.
But they posted a picture of the set of Avengers 4, and they want like the fans to find like the hints for the next movie.
Okay.
And by looking at the set, you can find 2 A's. And with the comics, people are thinking that the title is going to be called Avengers Annihilation.
Ooh, Okay. Everyone's gonna die.
That's
Again.
kind of yeah.
Cool.
Again.
I'm looking forward to when Captain Marvel gets introduced. It'll be interesting to see.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. How so? Once the MCU concludes as it is right now,
It's still going on after Avengers 4.
how many years past Avengers 4 did they got? Are they just gonna keep continuing that whole timeline thing, or?
I guess because
Okay.
they're doing like a new Black Panther movie, the same guy, a new Spider-Man movie, probably a new Doctor Strange.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Because I mean, the entire MCU has been built around, Thanos is eventually coming.
No, they fight
Yeah.
heaps of people.
But Avengers 4 would be the end of the current arc.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then they'll introduce
Okay.
probably a new team, and then they'll go from there.
Yeah.
All right. So the question still kind of stands then, or what I was going to ask rather, is how many years does Marvel wait before, or after wrapping up the arc before reintroducing things again?
20
Soon as they-
minutes.
As soon as it can, yeah.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Preview at the end of Avengers 4 is going to be for, the next generation.
I
of...
think even this movie that's coming out, they might even intro some of them, because the whole thing is, Captain Marvel gets her super team.
Yeah.
So they
Captain
might
Marvel and Star Command.
they
you know?
might they might demo, or not demo, but show off some of the, because Deadpool's supposed to Daredevil is supposed to get involved.
Oh,
in
okay.
Avengers, apparently, because he's in all some of the Avengers comics and whatnot. So I'm thinking
Okay.
they've introduced most of them already.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right, so let's go ahead and move right along into anime news. You guys ever hear of a series or a show aired earlier this year, like January 4th this year, called Euro Camp or Comfy Camp? Or I'm sorry, Laid Back Camp.
I
Nope.
don't think so.
Nope.
Okay, well, it's a great series. It's a great show. So if anyone is looking for a show to watch, it's very it's very chill. Okay, very relaxing type thing. It's very cute. Go check it out. Okay. Anyway, not only is it officially taking the title of most popular anime of 2018 thus far.
Okay.
Okay. But it also, there's an announcement yesterday that it would be receiving a movie, a second season, and an OVA.
It's a lot.
Yeah. So, if you're a fan, rejoice. And no one else has seen this, so I got nothing to bounce off of past that. So,
Corey
anyway.
House is better.
Moving
Okay.
right along. No.
Yeah, moving right along. Anthony, what games are releasing this week?
This week, gee, not much.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, there's only
Okay.
about 6 or 7. So
They're all hyped
on
up.
October 9th, which is in 2 days' time, I have no idea how to pronounce this. Disija?
Distia.
Oh,
Distia.
Dissidia.
Distia. Okay.
Disija.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. One complete US is coming to PS4 and Switch on October the 9th. My Memory of Us is going to PC, PS4, and Xbox One, also on October the 9th. Overwatch Halloween Terror is going to PC, PS4, and Xbox One on October the 9th. I'm presuming that's an event.
Okay. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Stranded Deep is going to PS4 and Xbox One on October the 9th as well. WWE 2K19 is going to PC, PS4, and Xbox One, also on October the 9th. Kursk is going to PC on October the 11th. Black Ops 4 is going to PC, PS4, and Xbox One on October the 12th. And the EU version of Disija is going to PS4 and Switch on October the 12th as well. And that's basically it this week.
Okay. It seems like from every week until about 2019 or so, like March of 2019, we're gonna have like a hype game in there
Yeah.
somewhere. Like this week's was Black Ops 4.
One big one in there,
Yeah.
Next week
All right.
is Starlink.
Okay. Yep.
yeah. Oh.
There it goes.
And
There it goes.
Valkyria Chronicles and Dark Souls Remastered.
And then the week after that,
On the
Red Dead
Switch.
Redemption 2.
Just Dance 2019. No, really.
On the Wii!
On the Wii.
On the Wii. Yeah.
Let's go by Wii again.
I love it. Okay. So unless I missed something in chat, because I don't actually have it pulled up because, laptop resources, I don't think we got any questions. I don't see any other channels where questions have been asked. So, who is our winner this for Dead Cells, Xbox One.
Dead Cells, Xbox One. Well, he asked a couple of questions in our community Discord. As usual, if you are watching live and you join our community Discord, you can also do so and ask us questions in there for your chance to be entered in our monthly giveaway. For this month, it is Aiden. He's been on the podcast a couple of times, and he's won Dead Cells for Xbox One. So congratulations.
Does he even have an Xbox
Yes, he
One?
does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're good.
Alright.
If
Okay.
not, have fun buying this.
Hey, Microsoft made it easier. Oh, remember we were talking about like the whole Microsoft loan thing?
Yeah.
I figured out how that thing works, by the way, because Microsoft had their little October event where they demonstrated some of their new stuff, and they did like their new Surface line of products, and they announced like a similar thing would be coming to the Surface line. I plan on getting a Surface Go through this program, whatever,
Sure.
for like $25 a month, but they go through Dell.
Mm.
Dell has this thing where Dell basically extends you a line of credit, of interest-free credit, and you sign it up through Dell. You enter like
Okay.
it's basically you pass a normal credit check and whatnot,
Okay.
and then
Well,
go through
Why
there.
through Dell?
Because, well, it's like it is kind of useful because they already have this infrastructure in place and whatnot, and Microsoft and Dell are kind of like in bed with each other.
Yeah.
I think Microsoft technically owns Dell, by the way. I'm not sure, but anyway.
Interesting. Also, another very random thing. EB Games, which is over here, predominantly our main game store, has just introduced Afterpay. So it's like you can put stuff on hold and then pay for it.
Cool.
Go into debt, kids.
Yeah, let's do it.
Go into debt, kids. Oh, and but the penalty for like missing a payment through the Dell thing is like you get 30% interest.
Yeah, it's not too
Oh,
bad, I guess.
Just for that week or
Mm,
I don't know. I
a
don't know.
penalty or something.
Yeah, I think it's like 30% interest for the next payment or something.
every time you
Interesting.
get bill or you miss a payment, you just get 30% every time. So if you miss like 7, that's like 30 times 7.
Jeez.
Okay,
Bad.
that's not good. Make your payments on time, kids. Anyway, so I think that about wraps it up for this episode. Then, Andrew, where can the good people find you?
You guys can find me on various social media places and streaming services at Duronsky. That's Duronski. I play a lot of fighting games if you're into that, so hit me up.
Cool.
Very cool.
We'll fight.
Very cool. Sean.
You can find me on Nerd Weekends on most social medias, YouTube, Twitter at nerd_awakens, because someone took Nerd Awakens.
Oh,
And you can find me
Okay.
on Twitch. I stream once in a while if my computer lets me.
all right. Fair enough. And then Anthony, COG is your life.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Okay. All
Make a
right.
Twitter.
I've got Twitter, but I don't use it.
Okay.
If you want to follow my updates on my PC and its journey through Corsair, follow me on Twitter at InfuriousElicon.
Listen to him
Alright.
using them.
I have like an 11 tweet manifesto detailing the whole thing out, by the way. But anyway, and then I often retweet COG stuff. So, yeah. Anyway, so thank you guys very much for coming on to the show. Thank you, Sean, for coming in the last minute, and of course to the 2 regular guys on here as well. We will see you guys.
Wait, what about Ethan?
Ethan's at Lincoln Choo Choo.
But
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, thanks to
You
him
have
as
to
well.
thank him.
Thanks to him as well for his hour.
Yeah.
The first, yeah. Okay. I could have sworn I did before he said. Whatever. Okay.
Still good.
You know what? Whatever. It's a thankless job. Okay.
Yeah.
We will be there back to our normal time next week probably, right? Saturdays. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, same time, same place, or same time.
Different time, different place. No, it's different time.
Different
same place.
time, same place.
Same
yeah.
place.
All right. See you guys next week. Thank you very much.